The case of the stowaway who fell off a Kenya Airways plane that was bound to the Heathrow Airport is quite puzzling. The identity of the man remained a mystery for the past 4 months until Sky News decided to take up the matter and investigate who exactly the stowaway was and figure out how he ended up in the landing compartment of the KQ787 plane, which essentially translated to signing his death sentence. They revealed his identity as Paul Manyasi, a 29-year-old Kenyan national who had been working with a cleaning company stationed at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. Sky News journalist John Sparks was able to trace a lady that they are referring to as Irene, who also works with a company known as CallNet Limited Kenya, where Paul Manyasi allegedly worked before he went missing. He also spoke to a gentleman they're referring to as Patrick, who also worked at the same company and was Paul Manyasi's friend. The investigations eventually led Sparks to Paul Manyasi's family home in the village located in Malava constituency. He spoke to Isaac and Janet Manyasi, who were allegedly Paul's parents, and they were able to identify some of the belongings that were discovered with the stowaway. Irene, who revealed that she had been in a relationship with Paul Manyasi, was able to identify the backpack and said that it belonged to him. She also said that the e-fit image that had been provided by the London authorities resembled Paul's likeness.
Hiyo kitu imenishangaza mpaka na itabidi ndawashtaki. Manake kijana wangu mimi naamini kijana wangu hako.
Ndio alifanya kesi ya defilement ya msichana wa underage, ndivyo akakuja kushikwa.
Nikimuona kama mahakama maskari kama ameshikwa, hata nikaenda mpaka nikamuona kwa seli kwa industrial, nikakutana na babaka, tulikuwa tunataka kuona venye atatoka.
After the Sky News piece aired, Kenyan media picked up on the story and they interviewed Paul Manyasi's alleged father, who changed the narrative. They were also able to trace some of his friends who refer to him as Cedric Shivonje and not Paul Manyasi. That's where the plot thickens even more. According to the piece by Sky News, Paul Manyasi lived in a room that he shared with Patrick, in my understanding, at the Mukuru Kwanjenga slums. But his friends say that he lived in the Congo area in Kawangware and he worked as a teacher. They also claim that Cedric Shivonje was behind bars at the Industrial Area Remand Prison on defilement charges. Going back to the company CallNet Limited Kenya, they issued a press statement denying that they ever had an employee by the name of Paul Manyasi. The statement was signed by the managing partner, Chege Kariuki. The Kenya Airports Authority also followed suit, releasing a press statement saying that their biometric register didn't list any Paul Manyasi as having accessed their facilities. It's all starting to seem like a huge cover-up, and a lot of questions remain unanswered. For instance, why will these parents identify the stowaway as their child, or in essence say that he resembled their son, only to retract their statement a couple of days later? And then there's CallNet Limited, who provide their services to a long list of clients, including leading governmental institutions, non-profits, and a couple of top private sector companies. Why will they deny that they ever had an employee called Paul Manyasi, while Irene and Patrick actually say that they worked with him at the said company? Having a look at the press release shared by CallNet Limited on their Facebook page, the comment section seems to be filled by employees of the company who seem to think that the Sky News piece was cooked up to tarnish the name of the company. Kenya Airways and the Kenya Airports Authority haven't acknowledged the hiccup directly. The opinion is if they did, it will complicate matters for the country. We acquired Category 1 status in 2017, which essentially permits direct flights from JKIA going all the way to the John F. Kennedy Airport in New York. Another theory that is coming up is that Cedric Shivonje was actually an undercover policeman who went by the alias Paul Manyasi. As investigations continue, let's just hope that this won't be one of those cases that will be swept under the rug, because I'm sure we'd all like to know where it will end up.